Transmitting to you from Old Heart Radio.
It's officially recording. Yeah, it's going. It's going. It's going.
We can line up.
It's going fucking going. That's right. You dirty, rotten hot dogs. You've been hanging out under the stove. Let me pick you up and put you in a podcast.
Oh, baby. Welcome to Matinee Edition. What episode is this?
94.
94.
I have 91 written on the board from weeks ago where I says 2 posts. So
We
you
are-
can tell that I've been organizing.
We're
myself.
nearing 100 episodes. We will come up with something to do.
Dude, this is gonna hit. I'm excited about this. This is gonna hit triple digits this year, and I guarantee you, if me and David on the Whack Arnold's Brothers, if we keep going at the steam that we're going,
You guys are fucking cruising.
That's also gonna fucking hit triple digits. Like if we just keep like racking them up, man.
Yeah.
Like we've been doing, because I've been using Matinee Edition as like kind of the like we've been hanging out weekly on this for most of the time.
Oh yeah.
And like that's kind of like the standard I've been trying to translate to that, you know. And David's fucking got fire on that energy, just like
Yeah.
you know. So you guys both are like really helping keep that kind of attention and momentum there.
Dude,
you know,
it's
what I
one
mean?
of the things that I look forward to every week.
Dude. I say, man, hanging out here with doing Matinee Edition, doing. Oh yeah, it's fun, man. Because I don't get this. Like at work, I work with people who are like so hip that they don't care about comic books or anything. They
Fucking
just
lame.
They think that Disney invented fucking Marvel. You know what I mean?
And what sucks more about that is that this is like the popular culture now. You know?
Right?
It's like, well, this is not fringe. We're not fucking, nobody is in the right mind is being like, well, those comic books are the work of Satan. No.
Although, dude, like, isn't that wild to think that that like was a mindset towards comic books at some points in time?
Dude, the
like
comics code,
everything
man.
else,
The comics code.
Yeah, dude, fucking comics code.
You know, okay.
Oh, check this out, dude. We gotta watch this real quick. So
wait.
this just popped up.
Quickly.
Gaming minute, apparently.
Early call to action because we're on a time limit for this
Oh yeah,
podcast.
for sure.
Before
we
we do
clock
under
it.
further
It's
review.
6:35 right now, so
We're recording under further review where I'm the guest. Go check that out. How do you check that out though? Follow us on Spotify. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Go to our Instagram. Look out for new stuff.
Yeah, dude.
Go to our Twitter, Old Heart in Space. Tell a friend about the pod. If you want, look up Lucas is Back ! On Spotify. You'll find my playlist for Under Further Review this week.
Yeah, it will be. I will be linking that up soon. I've been like dropping the ball a bit on that, but I've been pretty consistent on that. So if you ever
You're fucking killing it, man.
If you're ever just like looking for a fresh playlist that like just check it out because like there's I don't know. You'll get a guilty pleasure one week, and then you'll get an actual good playlist the next. You know,
Dude, hell yeah!
It's fun.
And as me a guest, I definitely put some guilty pleasures on this one.
Hell
but
yeah.
we got to get down to business
So,
this week. Gaming minute, surprise gaming minute.
This is completely at surprise, but
This week we weren't gonna do one.
so I've actually been kind of shut up, ad. It's okay, hot dogs. You know what it's like on the internet.
This is is this just Shredder's Revenge?
Shredder's Revenge. I'm excited about this fucking shit because, like, it looks like with the type of gameplay that I fucking love. It looks like the arcade
Beat 'em
classic
up.
type of beat 'em up, and like
This is the Splinter trailer.
I cannot tell you how many quarters I wasted at Abby's Pizza playing the original arcade.
Dude,
So if
yeah.
I can get this for the Switch, like I'm gonna save myself, like hundreds of dollars potentially.
Oh man.
If I wait, they actually arcade games don't really.
No.
They're not really a thing anymore.
They're not really a thing anymore.
I'm just rambling. This trailer's really fucking cool though. Did you play this game? It's like that side-scrolling beat 'em up.
Absolutely, I remember playing that game too.
Dude, I love the soundtrack
I
too. This fucking
remember-
trailer's got some jam.
Yeah, I remember. I recently, just the other day, explained Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to Kate.
Recently, like she didn't know what the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were.
She knew about it from like proximity. You
Basically,
know?
just played that. I just want to say, we basically just played the trailer, and like he said, like they're gonna get the audio of the trailer, Like the song. That was such a waste of time. Either way, leaving it in because I loved it. But yeah, okay. So you explained to Kate recently the Ninja Turtles.
So she was like, "Oh, so they're like teenagers that got like infected and turned into turtles." And I was like, "No, they're turtles
Oh, they're turtles.
that got irradiated by the ooze and then turned into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as they grew up." And she was like, "Even the rat?" And I was like, "No, the rat was a dude.
Oh, dude, it's
The rat was a guy."
that's the weird thing, right? Like sometimes I think about that with Turtles lore. I'm like, Splinter's the one that's like, oh, I had a former life as a fucking human. Now I'm just this rodent martial arts master.
Did you see that there's like always some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic running?
Oh yeah, dude.
There's a female turtle now.
Oh yeah. I can't remember what the name of it is, what the name of the turtle is, but
She had and she was a person. She had a blood transfusion with one of the turtles. to save
I
her
believe
life.
it was Leonardo gives her a blood transfusion, and like the mutagen transforms her, and it's actually really badass because I mean, like, honestly, like the group of four dynamic does not get upset too much by adding a fifth member.
Yeah.
It's like it would be like if you added six, two more
Especially-
members or seven more members.
Especially something in that context. It's got to
Yeah.
be relatively compelling.
But
We
it's
both
actually
like
really cool.
TMNT.
Oh man, I love TMNT. I'm like in this constant flux on like what kind of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles tattoo I want to get because I gotta commit to something.
Yeah.
But I don't know what, and it goes deep.
Yeah.
It goes deep.
Before we get into some of the main stuff, though, we're about to watch Doctor Strange. I bought tickets to the Batman.
Oh yeah, that comes out next month. I'm
We're like 2 weeks out, pretty much.
I definitely want to watch it. Obviously, I've talked about it enough.
Yeah. I'm pumped, man. I'm going to be excited. Yes, it is.
But
Might as well do the Marvel Entertainment one.
where is it?
It's just the one to the right there.
It is the one I'm looking at.
So this is the Multiverse of Madness. There's some fucking big shit in this trailer, man. That's House of M.
You think that's House of M?
Yeah, I do. I after this trailer, I do genuinely think Wanda is the bad guy.
Oh yeah.
Even if she's manipulated by somebody else, I think she's the big bad of this movie.
Yeah, they definitely paint her as like this, continuing to question why she's being painted as like
A villain.
outside, the hero, the Avengers or the.
The visual style as well is very good.
Oh yeah, man. There's the last shot in the trailer, I think, and we'll see it here, but it's like the most Sam Raimi style like shot that kind of gives you that horror Sam Raimi vibe.
I feel like some Marvel movies look like a Marvel movie. And if there's one thing I can give Eternals is that it was visually very different. But I feel like this is like another step,
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this fits into like what Marvel's been doing.
Yeah.
So it definitely wouldn't like it doesn't like add anything new to the dialogue, I think. But
Speaking of dialogue.
So what? Oh yeah, dude. As soon as I heard that for the first time, it was immediate. Like obviously Patrick Stewart's there. It's undeniable.
Yeah.
The question is who else is there?
Have you noticed the fucking Ultrons walking Doctor Strange as well?
The modified Stark Ultron.
Yeah, well, they have like the fucking like the side fins as well.
It's interesting. Man.
We got America
That
Chavez.
scene I think was rumored to actually have been in Spider-Man.
Really, the Suma Gorath one.
The not that full scene, but like the idea of like her being introduced and saved by Doctor Strange.
Here is it.
Yep. That end shot right into the pupil.
Oh, so cool. Man, that end shot on the pupil, I saw somebody stopped it. Then it's Vision, man.
That makes sense.
And like you can see
He's got to pop up.
You can see it's a man's silhouette with the Mind Stone in the forehead.
Fuck yeah. Danny Elfman doing the music.
And also that's what I thought. That's a very Sam Raimi shot.
Yeah, it's so cool that they're embracing some of his
Did you see the 30-second spot? Look it up. Yeah, the one that actually played during the Super Bowl.
Yeah, this is
There's other stuff in it.
We've got to say the Super Bowl was heavily disappointing in terms of
I feel like it has been
that
for a few years now,
Yeah, it used to be like the trailer stop,
Yeah. Dude, I remember like nearly 10 years ago now, there was a Super Bowl where it was like, but because I was a fucking kid and I was into that shit, it was like Fast and Furious 7 Transformers, fucking Marvel shit, DC shit. You know, it was just this constant flow of just crazy stuff. You know.
Oh yeah, and now it's like
Here we go.
it's just, it's always just such a tease, you know, like whether or not they'll be actually following through. Like I was so hyped. The Doctor Strange thing's cool, but I was so hyped about the idea of like an Obi-Wan trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see a little bit of different action. Another version of Doctor Strange.
Yeah. I like the idea of all the variants. Oh, and that Captain Marvel type figure.
Yeah, so that's going to be the interesting.
There you go. That's it.
So, you know, like
We got zombies.
yeah, that's the thing. It's like, you know, I imagine that like one of the variants is obviously like the zombie Strange. One of the variants is like Superior Strange.
Yeah, there was the Defender Strange, which is the one with the ponytail that we keep seeing.
Yeah, and I mean it's going to be interesting to see how many different universes they explore.
Yeah.
There's that one character that is like everybody's kind of back and forth on who it could be. It could be Monica Rambeau. It could be a fucking Stark suit wearing somebody. Like
that one, I saw somebody stopped it and it looks like Maria Rambeau.
Interesting.
So I was thinking, is there an alternate universe where Maria got the powers instead of Carol Danvers?
Interesting. I have even heard some people, and I would prefer this. Is that that could potentially be Blue Marvel, because it's sort of
cool.
also. I mean, it sort of looks. It's hard to tell. It's pretty gender ambiguous, like as to what that character is.
I think we
or who that
immediately
character
think
is.
Captain Marvel just because that's the aesthetic that it pertains
Yeah.
to mostly.
And
Here, my
that's
original.
the thing. That's the thing. Blue Marvel has that blue glow around his hands. Like it's a
They
really
could just change the
popular
color.
character that would be like what that rolls around the universe with America Chavez. You know.
I think, and they could really just be changing the color. They did that with Infinity War with the stones in some of the trailers.
Yeah. So
I think
it's just anything's possible at this point with this movie. It seems like
I do want to quickly bring up that my initial thought when I saw that was, oh, it's Captain Marvel, and they're covering for the fact that that's actually Phoenix,
like the
like
Phoenix
Jean
Force.
Grey. Yeah,
Oh man.
and that it's like because it's a similar like aesthetic at times. They're just covering for the fact that it's the Phoenix because Wanda's supposed to fight someone from the X-Men.
But one would presume that's probably Charles Xavier on a
I don't
telepathic
know.
plane.
But you did. I have seen recently that James McAvoy shaved his head and Sophie Turner's redhead again.
Exactly.
So
And
I was like, maybe
the Patrick Stewart thing is like a small like
He's-
few scene role for just that like Illuminati chamber.
yeah, the
you know what I mean?
multiversal Illuminati, which it looks like a lot of people think they see fucking early 2000s Reed Richards, that guy.
Oh yeah, Ian Grufford.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean anything's possible. Like again, like
What if it's the
they
Council of Reeds?
I mean that would be fucking wild. But then what would Xavier be doing there?
Drop my phone.
But that would be crazy. I mean, there's this character you see, like their silhouette in one of the shots, and it's like they clearly have like a sword on their back, and they're like walking.
Oh, across frame when he's walking
yeah.
into that chamber. I think that's
And
Mordo.
and it does look like Mordo. I was like, at first I was like, who could
Geralt
that
of
be?
Rivia?
And then I was like, no, that's just fucking Mordo because he has like his long dreads and stuff now.
Which what if that's a Mordo variant?
I mean, that could be like, what if it's a variant working for this like council or something that's brought Strange in? 'Cause
Yeah,
it looks like
and
that.
normal Mordo with his shaved head is still out there.
I'm the normal Mordo.
I remember seeing there's a trailer a trailer breakdown I watched that was like, guys, let's be real. There's a chance that any version of these characters that has a slightly different haircut than the last time we saw him is just a variant.
Could be. You never know. But yeah, there. So that's something to obviously keep.
There was also a
back of your
Moon
mind.
Knight trailer. There not really much that we hadn't seen though.
I mean, yeah, not too much. You definitely get more. Actually, I guess that's kind of not true. You get more mystical stuff in this little blip. Like you have the shots of him being wrapped up into his suit.
Oh yeah.
Which I thought kind of looked stupid. Like I was like, I don't care for the idea of him mystically putting on his suit. Like it doesn't like appeal to me. So going out of your way to do that doesn't like give me any like, oh wow.
You know,
It's
I can understand what they're going for. You know,
for sure. I mean, he's got the powers of the fucking Egyptian moon god. So
we saw his moonerang.
Yeah, that was like the interesting thing. Because I have this really distinct memory from when I was a kid picking up. Comic books are so hard to come by because there was like there especially when I was young there wasn't like a comic book store that I had access to.
Yeah.
And so every now and then you'd go to like the fucking like random my mom would let me go to the dollar store that was next to the Safeway while she shopped sometimes. So I just go in there and fucking look at, you know, shitty toys or whatever.
Yeah.
And they'd have like comic book packs of just like, you know, random fucking comics.
Yeah.
And some of them were these old, or some of the old like 90s Moon Knight comics where, you know, his popularity was definitely like not really there, it seemed like. But the weapons he always used, those like, you know, the crescent shaped things always stood out. So it's cool to see them really like owning some of those like aesthetic elements.
Yeah.
Like the white suits, like
White
you know what I mean?
And I like the little change that it is sort of meant to look like a mummy a bit.
Yeah,
Fits the
I mean,
theme.
I don't, like I said, I don't really, I guess overall the costume, like it's cool that the costume's as bold as it feels in the comics. But yeah, like the raggedy look doesn't really do anything for me. It gives me Ragman vibes from the DC Comics universe more than it gives me Moon Knight vibes.
I guess that's fair.
But either way, it's like, it's going to be such a cool show. Feige's gone on record and said that like it's brutal.
Yeah.
Like, I've been reading all sorts of random things. Like Oscar Isaac talked about his British accent, where it's like it's purposely fucking wonky because
it's the
he's
other
playing
persona, right?
Yeah, he's playing a character who is like has multiple personalities,
Who
like,
is not British.
and so it's like, yeah, this guy's like obviously not British. He's just got like some weird. Anyway, it sounds like they're really getting some details into the show, and like they're really kind of nailing what people might want, or what people really liked about like shows like Daredevil or The Punisher.
Yeah.
Where they were like, they didn't hold back on some of the fucking punches. You know what I mean?
Which, hey, hopefully this opens the doors towards Disney really giving us more of like stuff up the vein of Daredevil and Punisher.
Yeah, dude. If the fucking families that use Disney Plus don't want it on there, put it on your fucking on Hulu. They own it anyway, so it's like use that platform for you know, more adult shows, I guess.
Well, that's already sort of the model that they're pertaining to. There's been talk because Daredevil, Jessica Jones, The Punisher, Luke Cage.
Supposedly they're leaving Netflix, but they all might be going onto Hulu.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I think is smart. If they're going to put everything else on Disney Plus, they can leave that as separated, even if those characters roll back in.
Well, they did this. They definitely did. They started the trend, I think, officially with putting both Deadpool movies on Hulu.
Oh, yeah.
And so that immediately solidifies, like in my mind, like that's the spot for their R-rated shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh.
Deadpool's wildly successful. It's only going to draw people to that platform.
Yeah.
Like, which is so weird to say if you think about it, like all the stuff on a streaming platform, and like the 2 Deadpool movies will probably convince some people to fucking pay like $5 a month for Hulu.
Yeah.
You know?
or just upgrade from Disney Plus to the Disney Plus package.
Which is like not a sponsor. It's a good deal.
It is a good deal. I'd fucking tout Game Pass on this podcast like there's no tomorrow. And I can't blame it. I can't disagree. It's $13.
Yeah.
I do want to quickly say
We got to get, in the interest of time, we got six minutes, and I have to pee at the end of this recording.
Very quickly. Doctor Strange came out with a poster.
Yeah.
2 notable things. There's a bunch of like shattered fragments.
Oh no, this.
What?
I know where you're going with
You
this.
know, Captain Carter,
Go for it. Yep.
Deadpool.
Yeah, the Deadpool thing. The Deadpool thing, I think, is a fucking. I think it's.
I don't think it's Deadpool.
I think Deadpool. There's a chance that Ryan Reynolds might make a cameo in the movie as like in like a credit scene or something.
Yeah.
But like the stretch of like, oh, I see Deadpool in this like super pixelated shard of glass. It's like no fucking.
You can
way,
see
dude.
Captain Carter's shield very clearly.
You can see the Carter shield, but you definitely But Deadpool's.
It's like you can see the Ultron bots. You can see the shield, but like beyond that, I was like, I don't see Deadpool in this. No. I want to get your 2 cents on that.
I think people are like getting their fucking hopes up with that one. But
it is exciting. It is exciting. You know, but that might be a bit too much.
Ryan Reynolds recently shot down. The clip is like really unconvincing and everybody knows it. But Ryan Reynolds recently shot down Deadpool being in the movie, but he was like, I
sort
mean,
of a
whether
wink and a nod towards like Andrew Garfield.
exactly, and whether he's like purposely doing it or not, like that's how it came off. But we gotta give our final thoughts on
got like 10
the
minutes.
Book of Boba Fett because that series wrapped up fairly recently. We
did talk about it last week, but that episode got lost due to bad audio quality.
it happens.
We
but-
apologize, hot dogs, corn dogs, and wieners. I think so. Here, you can go for it first.
I mean,
So we don't devolve into two Star Wars fans threatening each other like we did last week.
yeah. I mean, either way, it's like it definitely had its ups and downs. Like the series, in my opinion, it still doesn't warrant a second season. Like I don't really want a second season out of it. Some more like Fennec and Boba Fett in The Mandalorian would be dope.
Yeah.
But not the other way around. But like that being said, there were some really cool moments in it for like a Star Wars thing. You know what I mean? Like seeing Boba Fett ride a fucking Rancor was cool.
Yeah.
Although like
I had directorial issues.
at parts, it seemed a little like off. But I don't know. It was weird because it's like. It felt like they equally used Cad Bane in a great way, like the first moment you see him, but then they use him in a bad way, in the end. You know what I mean? Where it's like they abuse the character, or not abuse, but they don't
misuse
do.
it.
Yeah, they misuse the character. I think in the end. You know
I think
what I mean?
so much. I feel like so much of the Book of Boba Fett can be defined by incredibly low lows and really high highs. Mm-hmm. I think Bryce Dallas Howard still convinces me that yes, she is Ron Howard's daughter because the episodes that she's directed these shows have been the best so far. Her Mandalorian episode in Book of Boba Fett was sick. The episode following that, directed by Dave Filoni, was also great. The second episode and the fourth episode were definitely highlights with the train sequence. I think is, despite my overall feelings about the show, that entire sequence is like one of the best directed action scenes I've watched in a sec.
Yeah, there's definitely, like you said, I think that's a good way of putting it. There's some highs and some lows just all throughout. And
I think it's not like the highs are really, really good, and I think because they're so high and the lows aren't like the bottom did not fall out; they were just mediocre.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like a 6 or a 7 out of 10. You can make an argument for a 7.
Yeah.
I would tell people to watch it if they were fans of Star Wars, but if it's their first foray into it, I'll tell them to watch The Mandalorian.
Yeah. I mean, I think maybe it depends. It depends on what like era of Star Wars the person is like most familiar with. That I would recommend them. The Mandalorian
maybe
is
Star
not
Wars
it's not
TV.
really a great introduction to Star Wars because it's so disconnected to what gives Star Wars its backbone.
Maybe
But-
to say that better, perhaps like somebody that's familiar with the films, but is trying to get more into Star Wars or is like interested. Be like, start with The Mandalorian. If you enjoy that, go watch the Clone Wars. If you enjoy that, watch The Bad Batch.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the best way to further interest, and I'm surprised I'm saying this, but the best way to further your interest, like in Star Wars, is probably through the Clone Wars series.
Probably
First and foremost, right? Like,
I feel like The Mandalorian is more approachable than the Clone Wars, just because of its current like length and runtime.
But if you're looking for like actual like relevancy in terms of story building,
The Clone Wars is the best.
Yeah, because it gives so much more like technically like history, I guess.
Yeah.
Because like where you were like are supposed to like
There's so much of
originally
it,
pick
and
up
it
Star
all
Wars,
and it delves into the character so deeply.
But-
And I think that actually plays into the good part of Cad Bane and the bad part that
Yeah.
you mentioned.
Yeah.
The good part is that we saw it was him arriving. It was like, oh my god, this is a character that very realistically we would have never seen in live action, and it was very well translated.
Yeah.
But then the bad part of it was that the character doesn't actually get introduced to this new audience that might not be familiar with it, and they just kill him off in the next episode.
Yeah, and that I think could be like, it could be confusing to somebody fairly new to it, like because you'd be like, oh wow, what an interesting, intimidating presence, and then like
Dead.
I
think, and that's Kate's dad loves a Western. He
Yeah.
loved The Mandalorian, and he watched the Book of Boba Fett, and he asked me after that. He was like, "You like Star Wars?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "So what's the deal with the blue guy?" And I was like, "Well, hey, that's a good question. I mean, like,
They should have done it better.
I was like, I'm blown away they killed him because he's a fan favorite character."
Yeah. Either way, I'd agree. I think I'd give it like an 8 out of 10 overall.
Really?
Yeah.
This is like what a changing of the usual trends here. Usually, I'm a lot more positive on stuff than you are.
Well, I mean, but I like enjoyed the show. Like I enjoyed the show more than you did.
Yeah,
Like,
I guess that's fair. I guess that's fair. I guess in general, I'm a bit more forgiving of stuff, but in this case, I don't know why. I think as a whole, something slightly put me off, but not enough for me to be like, fuck this, you know?
yeah. I mean, yeah. I definitely recommend people check it out. I just don't recommend that they pursue a second season.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
And that's the official word.
That's the word of Matinee Edition.
But yeah, we will have to cut this one short here. It's gonna be a quick 25-minute banger. Just because we got the Peacemaker finale that coming up that we'll talk about in the next episode.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to watching that.
Probably some more gaming stuff. There's a few releases next
Yeah.
week. We also got some more general news, and we'll keep it up to date.
Yeah.
Quickly. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Spotify. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Go to our Twitter at Old Heart in Space. Make sure that you recommend us to a friend. Maybe give Jared some money through the Venmo.
Give me money.
And
It would go to here, to be honest.
and make sure that you tune in to Under Further Review, which in literal moments I'm going to be on.
Yeah, we got 1 minute before that, and then it'll be it's fun to do a quick turnaround.
It is.
Either way, hot dogs, make sure you're always battering yourselves up and getting yourself fried so you can be a real corn dog.
Later.
And we'll see you there.